Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to talk about sales and how you can look at your Bazi chart and determine what you are good at in terms of sales. Nowadays, everything is about sales. We all need the ability to sell, and it's a must-have skill in period 9, whether you want it or not. Most of us don't like sales. But that's not because we don't like the sales process itself. We don't like rejection. So if you knew that you could never be rejected when you're making a sales pitch, you would probably enjoy sales much, much more. And so we're looking at how you need to approach sales in order to receive less rejection, because then it becomes much, much easier and it's not such a headache anymore. Yeah. And even as an employee, if you are in an admin position, for example, or in an operational position in your company, you still need to have the ability to sell or to influence others. If you can't sell yourself, if you can't sell your ideas, then you won't be able to get a promotion or you won't be able to kickstart a project. So this is not just for salespeople. This is for literally anybody and everybody who at some point needs to influence people or just convince them of their opinion. All right, now first thing, obviously, we need to plot the Bazi chart. So go to this link here. And I've also posted a link in the description to the video, so you can just copy paste and then plot your Bazi chart. Now, ideally, you also know your time of birth. This gives us a little bit more information and will become more helpful. Now, what we're specifically looking at is the fire element in the Bazi chart. Now, the fire element is important because just like fire spreads very, very quickly, sales usually happens very, very quickly. So you convince someone and then they buy. So the more you can spread the word, the more you can spread awareness of something, the more you can spread your message, the faster sales will happen. So that's why fire is very, very often associated with the sales process, because you need to be passionate about something in order to convey your message. And again, that's the fire element. So you need to check whether or not you have the fire element in your chart. Now, how do you look for this? So you can look for this character here anywhere in your chart. Yeah, it could be up here, it could be in the middle row, it could be in the bottom row, it doesn't matter. Just look whether you have the fire element. So it could be either this one here, it's called Ding, that's the yin polarity of fire, or here you see another one. This is called Bing, and this is the yang polarity of fire. So check whether you have these in your chart. Either or, maybe you only have Ding fire, maybe you only have Bing fire, or maybe you have both, like in this chart here. Whichever one you have, check whether you have it or not. And where it appears. Ideally, but this is just in an ideal scenario. Ideally, you want this in a month because this has to do with your job. But anywhere in the chart will be helpful. So just check, do you have a fire element there? Now, the nature of the fire element will tell you how you need to sell to people. So if you only have Ding fire, if you only have the yin polarity of fire anywhere in your chart, then you are much better at just one-to-one selling. Yeah, so if you just sit down with one person and you sell them one thing, one-to-one selling, this is your strength because you can focus on one person only, you can make your point, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a very fast sell, but you can use all of your convincing power, your influencing power, and just focus it on this one person. This is what you're really, really good at, like very focused sales process. Now, if you have only the Bing fire here, so anywhere in the chart, but if you only have Bing fire, then you are much, much better at mass sales. Yeah, selling one to many. So you're basically focusing on the mass market. You're not so focused on just one person. Mass market sales is your strength. And so that's how you need to adapt your entire sales process. You need to sell to not just one person, but to many. And so obviously that takes a completely different approach than if you were just selling to this one person. If you sell to just one person, just find out a little bit about this person and then you can just customize it. But if you have to sell to many people, it has to appeal to many. So you have to take a much broader approach and then you will become more successful at sales. Now, if you have both, then obviously you can do both. Now, look at if you have one of them in the month, anywhere in the month. Yeah, so this is the month pillar. Check which one appears in the month. This one will be the strongest one or the one where you're most successful. So let's say you have both the Ding fire in your chart and the Bing fire in your chart. Yeah, you have both in your chart, but the Bing fire appears in your month. Then you're much, much better and you're making more money at selling to the mass market. Yeah, but generally speaking, anywhere in the chart is good. As long as you have the fire element in the chart, you can do sales. Now, if you stick to what this element tells you, so one-to-one or one-to-many, then you actually become a much more successful salesperson, because now you know how you need to adapt your sales strategies. Do you just focus on one person or do you focus on a wider audience? And as you adapt your sales process or your sales pitch, you will realize there's less rejection and you become more successful. Now, there are people who don't have any fire element in the chart. Now, that doesn't mean that you just give up and you're like, okay, I'm terrible at sales. I'm never gonna do this. As I said in the beginning, sales is actually mandatory in period 9. Everybody needs to do sales. Everybody needs to sell themselves, whether you like it or not is irrelevant. So if you don't have any fire in your Bazi chart, you may not be a natural salesperson, but you will nevertheless have to acquire the skills. So for those who don't have fire element in their natal chart, it would be very, very advisable to actually go and attend a sales course. You can choose. The positive thing is you can choose whether you want to do one-to-one sales or one-to-many, one to the mass market, yeah? And then you just attend a course. You acquire the skills somehow to make sure that even though it's not in your Bazi chart, not one of your natural sales, not one of your natural skills, you pick up some sales skills along the way. And then you will also be able to do this. All right. So I hope this helped you guys, especially those who are in a sales position or who have to make sure that they influence people and become a little bit more influential and more convincing to others. If you do have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comment section below. And of course, I'm available for personal readings. If you would like to have a reading with me, you can contact me. My email address is in the description to the video. And in the meantime, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with anybody who may benefit from it, and subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community. All right, see you guys soon. Take care.